What's up, curious youngsters? If we're always wasting time doing useless things or watching millions of videos, ending up with those weird YouTube recommendations, why not spend a few minutes learning on Mr. Curiosity instead? 30 totally epic facts that you'll forget in about 10 minutes, but these aren't just any facts. These will leave you completely amazed. For this and much more, these are 30 things you didn't know 5 minutes ago. 1. Nowadays, most works of art aren't as realistic and complex as they used to be, but they're still very interesting. This piece, Horizons, is in a large private park in New Zealand named Gibbs Farm. It simulates a 15-meter-high, 36-meter-long sheet of paper blending with the horizon. We all know that books are associated with wisdom and knowledge, and that because of their material, they are also related to trees. So what's the interesting part, Mr. Curiosity? The word book comes from the Latin liber, meaning the inner part of a tree's bark. Let's see if you knew that, Buddy Tress. The Ketchu Haynes brand released a special edition in 2019, which was inspired by the tattoos of the singer Ed Sheeran. The brand did it as a thank you to the artist for the tattoo he has on his skin. From the Haynes Tomato Bottle 4 label, Alaska's flag features the Big Dipper and North Star on a blue background. Curiously, the flag was designed by Benny Benson, a 13-year-old who won a competition among 142 participants. Good job, Benny. 5 extremely expensive things. We discover the world's most exclusive and costly school. Institut La Rose is a Swiss school. With a $150,000 annual fee, it's considered the world's most expensive school. It's so exclusive that it only has 450 students and even its own ski center on a nearby mountain. 6. Nowadays, a large part of the world's population is aware of climate change. And, for example, in Singapore, we find the Park Royal, a luxurious 5-star hotel with terraces and green spaces. Combined with energy and water-saving technology, it became Asia's top green hotel. It received a Siete Award in 2013. In terribly useless but incredibly epic facts, we find that 3 of the first 5 presidents of the United States died on July 4th, the country's Independence Day. These were Sean Adams, Thomas Jefferson, and James Monroe. Coincidence? I doubt it, Ocho. Unique people shape human history. We encounter Marie Curie, who worked in various fields and sacrificed her life studying radioactivity. She is the only person to win Nobel Prizes in both physics and chemistry. 9 incredible news stories. We found that in 2013, 2 thieves in Chicago, United States, tried to rob a restaurant. The owner said he was very busy and asked them to return later. The thieves left and came back 2 hours later, but the police were already waiting for them. 10. Asians are always ahead. In Shanghai, China, a coffee called Sweet Little Rain became popular. In Spanish, this means little, sweet. Rain in which the coffee is sweetened by a cloud of cotton candy that melts with the steam and sweetens our coffee. 11. Niels Bohr, a Danish physicist, won the 1922 Nobel Prize in Physics for his work on atomic structure and quantum mechanics. And highly admired by his Danish neighbors, he received a nice gift from the Carlsberg Brewery. His house in Copenhagen was directly connected by a pipe to the brewery, so Bohr could enjoy free beer 24/7. What a great gift, Niels Doshi. While it may seem normal elsewhere, just a few years ago, women in Saudi Arabia were not allowed to drive. Only on June 24th, 2018. After years of struggle, women finally gained the basic right to drive a car. During World War II, countries around the world were preparing to be attacked at any moment. And this meant that civilians also had to be prepared for any event. And for example, this is what the gas mask designed for children by Walt Disney looked like. How horrifying. 14. In terribly random events around the world, we find that in 1952, the country of Israel offered its position of president to the world-renowned scientist Albert Einstein, but he turned it down. 15. This is what the small but big-eared fennec fox looks like, considered the most beautiful species of the desert. Although one of the problems seen in recent years is that this species started to be trafficked, and because people saw it as a cute pet. 16 from the creators of We've Been Deceived, JPG. We discovered the Roadrunner isn't faster than the Coyote, as in reality, the Roadrunner. It tops out at 32 kilometers per hour, while the Coyote can reach 69 kilometers per hour. 17. Some people love to dive with fish, while others are afraid of water. But what nobody understands is how a diver can pet this monster as if it were just a little dog. This fish is called kobudai and is mainly found in the seas of Japan. 18. Even if you find it hard to believe. One of the most expensive substances in the world is whale vomit, also known as ambergris, which, because of its strong aroma, is highly sought after by major global fragrance and perfume companies. It can cost up to $100,000 per kilo. 19. If you have trees at home, you may have noticed insects attack the leaves. A curious thing is that many larvae leave the leaf completely eaten, except for the veins, which are too tough and not part of their diet. How delicate Mrs. Larva 20? Although gambling is harmful, leading to addiction and possible poverty, we must recognize the gambler. Don Johnson, through mathematics and probabilities, as he explains in various interviews, managed to win more than $15 million in 3 Atlantic City casinos, United States, over 6 months, playing only blackjack. 21. In incredible but true stories, we find a Chinese writer and murderer named Lin Zhongbiao, who was found guilty of the murder of 4 people. After his book, in which he fictitiously described how a character killed people and got away with it, became a success. So the police investigated the case, found the evidence mentioned in the novel, and he ended up in jail. 22. Do teeth have memory? And even though there are people who use braces to fix the position, if they don't get proper treatment, the teeth tend to go back to their natural position. If this is correct or incorrect, listen to the dentist, Timmy, 23. The creators of Pac-Man didn't know how the game ended because it was designed to run indefinitely. But when Billy Mitchell managed to make the game run out of internal memory, they were able to see what it looked like when it was finished. 24. We continue with the incredibly real stories, and we come across the story of Nurse Violet Jessup, who worked for the Titanic, the Britannic, and the Olympic. The Titanic, as we know, hit an iceberg and sank. The Olympic hit another warship, and the Britannic struck a mine. Incredibly, she survived all 3 events. What luck you have, Violeta 25. Nature keeps surprising us. And even though when we think of bees, we picture small yellow insects, we have to know that blue bees also exist, known as the blue carpenter bee. 26. There is a company called Pack Up and Go, which is in charge of selling you a secret vacation package. After creating an account and completing a survey for your profile, you pick a date. A week before, you'll get an email with your destination, excursions, accommodation, and recommendations. That's wild. We've all dreamed of digging into the earth and finding a big diamond, even at 27. The most likely thing we'll find if we find any mineral is quartz, which is super common in the earth. But that doesn't make it less attractive. For example, here's a smoky quartz from New Mexico. 28. Dubai seems to be the city that was made to break all the records. For example, it has the Dubai Miracle Garden, which features large figures of airplanes and Disney characters, and anything else you can think of, covered with flowers and plants, and all of this makes it the largest natural flower garden in the world. 29. This is what the well-known ghost fungus looks like, which is found in southern Australia and on the island of Tasmania. It is known for features that let it glow at night. It might look like the Flying Dutchman's mushroom. 30. If you were thinking about going on an adventure, you might find this fact interesting. This is the treasure of Prita, a 40-meter high, 28-meter wide temple, likely built in the 1st century before Christ, by Nabatean king Aretas III. Its function is unknown because it was looted for many years before archaeologists could find and study it. Before I leave, let me greet the subscribers. First, a big greeting to Marta Lucia Vargas Hoyos, who asked for one. Also, a big greeting to Luca Berzo. I also want to send a greeting finally to Stephen Brown, whose greeting I owed for quite some time. Then I'm going to greet Tiago Peñalosa, who was also waiting for his greeting for quite a while. A big hello to Alexis R.L., whose greeting I owed, and a quick shout out to Luis Uriel Chepesilos, who also waited a while for his greeting. Another greeting to Antmon 372 and to all of Bolivia. Big thanks to Reno Gamer for always supporting the channel. And finally, I send a big greeting to Fraenil Siete and another greeting to Claudio Avendaño. Finally, a shout out to the amazing Iker Ramirez. Now leave your like, comment, anything, really anything you want. Don't forget to share the channel and the video with your friends. That way there will be more and more of you. For Mr. Curiosity, don't forget to subscribe and click the bell so you don't miss any new videos. I am Mr. Curiosity,